Well, Star Wars fans, for many of you, today is a sad day. We've learned, The Hollywood Reporter reported that Kathleen Kennedy has renewed her contract with Lucasfilm for 3 more years. She's going to be running the Star Wars universe until 2021. And a lot of people are bummed because a lot of us, including me, didn't like the work that she was doing and were hoping that she was going to be out. I am disappointed. I think renewing her is a mistake because I don't think she's been doing a good job with Star Wars. But, I can think of a couple of reasons why they wanted to keep her on. One of them, if Grace Randolph, a very prominent movie vlogger, said that in a video that came out earlier this year that nobody wants Kathleen Kennedy's job because Star Wars and Lucasfilm was in such disarray. So there's no one around to replace her with, or Bob Iger to replace her with. So it's hers to keep. So, that could be a reason. Another reason is, Bob Iger, if he's unhappy with Kathleen Kennedy, removing her might be a PR nightmare because she is, a female, executive. And, Star Wars is in trouble because of The Last Jedi and Solo. Imagine the headlines, Star Wars is having trouble, so they fire, the woman in charge and leave all the men, after she's made the studio all these billions and stuff like that. These days with feminist media and stuff, that would be a PR nightmare for, Bob Iger and Disney and Lucasfilm. That could be a possible reason. So they're afraid to release her. And looking at her report card, Kathleen Kennedy has made Star Wars a lot of billions of dollars, up until, now, up until Solo's failure. So, it's kind of what grounds could you have to fire someone like that? I think we could think of many grounds because The Last Jedi, had divided fans. Solo was a flop. And toy sales, even though they've been good, they've petered off recently because The Last Jedi toys didn't sell that well because enthusiasm is going down. But, I guess Kathleen Kennedy has a chance to right the ship and to make her place at Lucasfilm a bit more viable in the future. She is going to get that honorary Oscar, I read, online, that she's going to get some honorary Oscar for, accomplishment at this year's Academy Awards. So maybe she knew this was coming. She knew that her contract was going to be renewed, and she figured, yeah, I'm going to get an Oscar too. So things are good for me. This is kind of I don't know, she could be thinking of this as an FU to people who wanted her to go or who aren't happy with her leadership. And, it kind of is. So she's in there. But to look on the bright side, the advice that I will give to Kathleen Kennedy is I sincerely hope that now that she has this new lease on life at Star Wars, that she spends more time listening to what fans want and not necessarily what she wants out of Star Wars. I think that when Kathleen Kennedy took this job, she thought to herself, Star Wars as it is doesn't appeal to me. So how do I modify it to make it something that I like? I'm going to change it to fit my personal tastes. And, what happened is she got half the fan base, maybe more than half, angry at her. And Star Wars in general, and, waning enthusiasm, stuff like that. So I hope she does in the future spend less time, trying to make Star Wars something that makes her personally happy and think about other people besides her. The millions of people who are unhappy. What could make them come back to the bright side of the Force? Because they've gone to the dark side of hating the movies. How do you get them back to the light? I hope she's asking herself that question on what she can do to repair relationships with some disgruntled fans. Many millions of disgruntled fans. We'll see. But her being reinstated might make a lot of people, the people who boycotted Solo because she was in charge and wanted to send a message to her, might be even more doubly, impassioned to boycott Episode 9. To send her an even bigger message. Well, another big message. We'll see. Episode 9 is a harder movie to take down than Solo because Episode 9 is a major episode in the franchise. And thus more of a must-see factor. Solo was a standalone, so, no one had to see Solo to keep, to keep on top of the Star Wars overall saga, right? Solo could never have come out, and I think Star Wars, the whole, franchise would have been totally the same in terms of its narrative, landscape. Because that was just a prequel. It doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But we'll see. We will see next November, next December, how indestructible or not Episode 9 is. I know I'm probably going to see it. As unhappy as I am with Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, I can't see myself boycotting this Star Wars movie. I just hope that they do it justice and do the old characters justice. The ones that are left. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.